I should have blown my nose before I started this. I may have to. We'll see how it goes. I have sniffles. I have a cold. We weren't online last week due to me not feeling 100%. Um, so bear with me if I pause for a second, or if I not pause. I can't pause your stream. Um, but if I have sniffles or I need to blow my nose, you know what's going on. Anyways, hello, Paul. Welcome. Um, or if I happen to cough a little bit, you know what's going on. I was trying to finish Tree 2.0. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Tree 2.0. I don't know why I called it. Well, 2.0. I'm rebuilding a tree that I built a couple of weeks ago before I was feeling sick. And I was trying to finish that before the chat started. Unfortunately, I wasn't. I needed to put a stronger structure in the middle. But anyways, we'll talk about that later. Episode 184. Welcome. Whatever. Sorry. Just being goofy. Like I said, we missed a couple of weeks, so we're catching up on all things Lego. There were some set announcements. I realize a few sets aren't in the picture here. I just ran out of time to put them in. Particularly, I know the mail truck isn't in here, and I think there's another gift of purchase that I missed. But anyway, we'll get to that later on. And yeah, so I just had basically a common cold that hit. And it hit me. My throat was a little dry. I went to go visit Janie 2 weeks ago in upstate New York. My throat was a little dry through the weekend. I just assumed it was because my throat was dry, right? Different house. They had the air conditioner going, maybe more than I have here. So I thought maybe that was it. I was also didn't have. I had ginger ale and things like that, and I had some bottled iced tea. But it's not stuff I normally drink brand wise. So I just assumed it was I have a dry throat because different liquids. But then I was drove up there Thursday, stayed till Sunday, stayed till Monday morning, started my drive home, and got home Monday. And my sister was planning to visit that week that I was after I got back home, and she decided to come up Monday evening. So which is totally cool. Yvonne, if you're watching, I enjoyed you visiting. I didn't get a chance to really relax a bit, but that's okay because she got to visit me and it was fun. So Yvonne visited for a couple of nights, and as she was visiting, I was getting sicker and sicker and had a cough and started getting a runny nose and all that fun stuff. She also had the same symptoms, so we didn't give it to each other. We just both had it at the same time. And then I think on Wednesday she left fairly earlier in the day before I started work type thing, so that she could get home and get her stuff done because she was going other places later on in the week. So, but I enjoyed the visit and yeah. So yeah, and then that progressed to I ended up taking Tuesday off because I was feeling like crap. My sister was over too, so a bit of an extra on there, but I was feeling horrible. And we basically sat around a good portion of the day. We did build trees. Last week was week of the trees. I'm just trying to find a good tree. Hold on, I just got to move it over. We did build pine trees that were based off of, the standard AFOL type pine trees. Brick Crafts is the guy who I saw these from. I know other people have done them. But yeah, there was, these were like basically pine trees that we got. And you'll notice there's circular areas, where those pieces end. And I realized that there is a 6-pointed piece. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. Like on the ends here, or the 6-pointed stem fits on the end, and it doesn't have an opening spot like the one above it. Sorry, like the one above it, right there. So I started putting those in, ran out very quickly, realized I need 800 of them to build the pine trees that I want. So I placed an order for those, but they're not cheap. But it makes more sense. And I found a Bricklink vendor in the States that has them for a better than shop at home price. So we got a bunch of different tree styles. A few of the trees came directly from the sets. I think these are from one of the Winter Village sets. So I'll probably build a few more of these too, just because they're, saplings. They're cute. I mean, you probably need them in your tree layout. So I also built trees with Janie. This was one that she was working on using that fern upside down, which I do like. It's just it's all upside down. So if you turn it the other way around, or 90% of it's upside down, which is okay, but it gets a little bit more complex to build. And you'll see there's, yeah. Anyway, so while I do like this one, I probably won't go with it because of the other style. I might use this here and there, but I still have to finish this one. We also built a couple other tree styles. I have lots of the sand green leaves, so we came up with this design, which actually has limbs going up on angles and is fairly posable. And basically it's got enough leaves on it that if any more leaves, and these things start to droop a bit. So yeah, I might end up putting some click hinges. Oh no, I can't do click hinges because of the way the mounts are, because those the limbs are attached to the tree with those 1x1 round pieces of the bars. Again, I've ordered these parts as well because I didn't have enough. I've had enough for one tree. We decided main forest will be earth green, regular green, I mean, dark green, and that same green leaves. And then we have another tree, which was what I showed earlier. And if I get a moment, I'll put it together. And I've got some pictures of the previous version of it using these new leaves. And the rest of the tree is fuller, and it looks like a tree. Obviously, I just put a skeleton in because I needed it to be strong. But it's basically the side of it has, this is one of the sides, and it's got limbs coming off of it using some click hinges and then some other pieces to try and give it some dimension. I still have to build it stronger because these leaves fall off quite easily. So that's what I was working on just before the chat. And I basically only had 50 of these leaves, so I've ordered these in green, regular green as well. And this one will this tree in particular will go in a different area. It won't be directly in the forest. But I've got enough, I think, to build 3 of these trees as well. So I'll have a good sized forest to go into the layout once we get there. I've also been working on minifig organization for castle and stuff. You'll see some other trees here. Those are like the pine trees from the modulars, or not modulars, from the A-frame cabin in Snow White's house. I had those out as displays or as, just as inspiration type things. So, but yeah, so breathe. Always important to breathe. So yeah, I had a lot of stuff going on. Also, along with this, I've been working on the castle. I'll throw some pictures up as well in the green space. Continuously working on that, trying to expand it, or not expand it, but just finish it off. Today during a work meeting, or a couple of work meetings, I took the grain, or the 1x4 bars, and all the Technic axle pins. For the record, I ordered 1,000, and I got them because they have. I ordered 1,000. I've put together about, I think it's about 400. Well, it's just shy of 400. It's probably about 300. And I ran out of the Technic half pins, or the Technic axle pins. So I ordered some of those today as well. So unfortunately, building larger scale Lego models does require you to go and buy parts, because honestly, who's got 1,000 Technic axle pins in light gray or in tan in their collection? And of the 1,000 bars I bought, I was counting them, so I needed a place to put them, and it turns out that it perfectly fit. The 600 or so perfectly fit in this little minifig building box. So I also got some of the classic space dark blue torsos, and about 2 days ago that triggered in my mind, oh my god, I need to add the classic space blue guy now to the mosaic as well. So I'm working on that also, doing some back and forth with Janie to try and figure out the right coloring, because dark blue, it's harder to deal with. I can show you what I have. It'll take a few minutes to open that program, but I might do that after the news because there's a lot of news tabs open. But let's just cough. Just gonna mute for a second, because you don't need to know how much phlegm I have in my throat right now. Anyways, what I'll do is I'll just jump over to I feel like I'm Danish. So yeah, let's just full screen this, or at least side screen this. I want to kind of full screen this too, but I don't know if I can. Can I? No, I didn't want to move it to a lock folder. Edit. Yeah, anyway. Oh, you know what? F11. There you go. Cheating way to zoom. So yeah, this is on Janie's dryer. But you can just see the leaves are stacked very nicely. It's that new leaf piece is really cool. I kind of like it. And I'm filling it out a little bit, or not necessarily filling it out, but rebuilding it so hopefully it'll stay together, because it does fall apart quite easily. So I'm adding extra support pieces, and I have to order some of those still too, because I was trying to figure out what to do. And for the record, the blue stem at the top, this is that same tree, and the blue stem is now embedded in that 2x2 round section at the bottom, so it doesn't stick out of the top. We just weren't sure how tall to go. All right, let's see what else we were building. That's the other tree that we saw. Other shots of it. Another shot of the tree with the bright green. While we were there, I treated Janie and Brandon to dinner out to celebrate their wedding and stuff. And they decided they wanted to go to a Mexican restaurant. I'm gonna blow my nose for 1 moment, please. Sorry, I can't find my mouse though, so that does. Hopefully, no one. Well, it was small screen, so no one can get that in slow mo. We ended up going to a small, like mom and pop type Mexican restaurant. I ordered the burrito, so I was expecting something I could eat with my hands, and I got this, and I did not regret it. I ended up eating it with a knife and fork, but it was absolutely delicious, and loved it, and I want to go back to that restaurant. Hey Jeff, welcome. So yeah, if you're ever in the Utica, New York area, which I think we were there for 5 minutes, because there's so many little areas over there that Utica isn't necessarily even a thing, but yeah, and yeah, that was me. That was the after. It was a big burrito, but it was not as filling as I thought it was. So it was absolutely delicious. Anyway, we also ended up making our own pizzas. I don't know why I took a picture of it, because I made a pretty fully loaded pizza, which was yummy as well. Minifig shopping. Sorry. Come on, there we go. As previously talked about, I think I previously talked about it. I did get 3 full sets of minifigs and previously, and I bought an extra 14 or so figs on top, and I got none of the Dragonborn knights. So I ended up looking while I was in the States, and I found 7 more, which is our 7th, which is awesome. The goat guys already had. I just opened up the boxes for them because I was putting castle figures together. But yeah, I on my way down, I stopped at a Target and Walmart and the Lego store on my way down. The Target had none of them. The Walmart had above their glass cases. I think it was the only one in Watertown, New York, where I think it was the only Walmart that actually had their stuff behind glass cases, which was interesting. I figured they all would. But yeah, above the glass case, they had a plastic container that had like 30 or 40 minifig boxes in it. So I scanned them all. None of them, like I found every other fig, but there were no Dragonborn in there. I went to the Lego store. I bought a pick-a-brick box of some green plates and stuff that I needed, which have come in handy. And they had 2 big massive yellow Lego cubes full of figures. And as I started scanning through all 100 or 200 of them, I was realizing very quickly that none of them were in there as well. They had been picked over pretty cleanly, so I didn't find any of those. So then during our travels that weekend, we ended up going to 3 Walmarts in the Utica area plus a Target, and I think we found 2 Dragonborn there. And then on my way back home, I stopped at the 2 other Walmarts on my way back because I came a different route on the way back. And for one store, I ended up finding 5 Dragonborn characters. And I was like, yes, someone got one of them because there was 2 boxes there, but I got 5 of them, so I'm good for now. I probably personally won't buy more. Let's rephrase that. I don't have a goal to buy more. If I walk into a store and they have the figs, of course I'm going to scan them. If I find one, sure, I'll buy it. But I'm happy to get what I had and stuff like that. So anyways, that's my little story for that. I also, in one of the stores, I found this Minecraft Legend box for $17.50 US. Its regular retail price was $44.97. It was on clearance. So I was like, 4 of them, less than $80 US. I can part them out for $80 US per box. So I'm definitely clearing some profit on that, assuming I sell all the parts. So I did buy these sets. I think the figs alone pay for the box. Like the fig builds, so these 3 characters and the one up here, those alone I think were pretty much the price of each of the sets. So I haven't opened them. I haven't put them in my inventory. That's just, eventually I'll get there. But yeah, so I picked up 4 of those. It started while my sister was here. We were building the pine trees. I also started working on like hedges because I want to put some hedges kind of along the archery area, because the archers are going to be shooting arrows into targets, and there's a pathway right behind that. So I was going to put some hedges in there, and I have a few ideas for maybe sticking some arrows in and stuff, and some other ideas. So I started working on these. So the right-hand side here, I do like, but it was really too dense. It was really hard to get all the leaves in. So this is using that little brown piece with the offshoot on the side that they were using for the corn stalks. This one's are brown. So I ended up laying 2 of them on top of each other, and then a stack of leaves on one side, a stack of leaves on the other side, because there's one left, one right, stack of leaves on top of those, and then some just on top. And I'm using, in order to hold them kind of together, I was using the rounded 1x2 plates with the holes in them to kind of hold them together. You can see it a bit there in sand green. They were just upside down to kind of stick into the stubs, the connector points on these. So I'm going to end up thinning it out like this, so it looks a little bit better that way. I've got those pieces in sand green ordered in green. Actually, no, I don't. I actually have them in sets, so I'm going to take some sets apart. My sister noticed that the yellow vased Lego flower set that was a gift for purchase, that was recently a gift for purchase again, has like 16 of them, of these in brown. So between that and some of the other pieces I have enough to build like 40 studs worth of hedges. So that's on my list of stuff to build. And I have lots of the green leaves, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, here you can kind of see how the leaves are set aside. So kind of like that idea. Pine trees, more pine trees. Janie, while I was there, Janie and Brandon had some instructions for me to just add to my store, which I haven't yet. I've been sorting them for the past few days, and I'm not going to be able to get them actually into my store for probably a month or so. Probably after Bricks of the Six, I'll start to work on that, just because of all the building I need to get done. But yeah, a lot of older sets, so I'll be adding those to my store for them shortly. But I've been taking pictures of my progress. There's my sister, which bypass that because she probably doesn't want me to show her picture. That was the day she was leaving. I had ordered parts at Janie's house while I was there. By the time Wednesday came around, so that was, I ordered them on Saturday, I think it was, or Friday. And by Wednesday, most of the parts that I had ordered came in. Those are the 1,000 stalks of grain, the 1x4 rounded plates, which I was hoping to use for trees, some 1x8 brown plates, 18 soldiers, 18 bowmen, And I ended up getting like 21 and 22 of most of the parts. So that was kind of interesting. I don't know what happened there. So I must have miscounted or something. I don't know. And then some trans clear pieces as well. I had also ordered that was a bestseller order. I also ordered some standard parts, and they'll be here in the middle of next year. No, they'll be here by the end of October, hopefully. And since I've added another order for some parts that I don't necessarily need now, but there's pictures of that as well. We'll get to that. I did get a chance to build my Dungeons and Dragons display. Lego doesn't have a an and symbol, so I just turned an X kind of sideways to just say Dungeons plus Dragons. And I'm using like the the bricks style to make it kind of castle-y. So I'm kind of happy with that. More sorting of instructions. Trying to find a few extra bins because I don't have enough bins. I did find some. More sorting of instructions. And for the record, not a Lego set. This was just in the pile. It's a brick built Nintendo. Oh wow, DS? I think it's a DS. Anyways, you know what I mean. It's the Game Boy, Nintendo Game Boy. Sorry, I knew it wasn't a DS. Then I started doing more. Got back into when I was feeling better. This is after I started feeling better. Started back into working on pathways. So I'd already built this part, so now I'm working on the river underneath the next path, and kind of trying to get angled it right. So a bunch of pictures for this. Again, tree pictures. This is just looking at that extra piece in the middle versus over here. And the order that I ended up placing. Some bridge work here, trying to figure out the best way to do the bridge and how to do the top of the bridge, like to do it all gray or tan over. Spoiler, it's all gray and a little wider than it was. That's what I ended up going with. But just, throwing some ideas back and forth with people, trying to figure out what to do. So I had a grilled cheese break and continued working because that's now the next module. And as I'm doing this, I thought, oh, well, maybe I can do wedge plates here. And that one kind of didn't work out so well. Got these modules are pretty simple in that they're fairly level. Like there's only one drop of plate here, and you can see kind of that in the background here. I'm using 1x2 plates. Ignore the missing ones there. I need some other pieces to go under it. And then as it gets further down here, I've gone to 1x4 because now the river is starting to get slower. So I figured, I can just use longer plates. Not sure how that works, or how that looks, but it's also, I just ran it at 1x2s. So that's how it's going to probably be. And you can kind of see here 1x2, 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 1x4. So to nothing, because apparently I didn't know that's the next module. Like, why didn't I finish that? So yeah. I was at my local tele store, so I grabbed a picture of the fold phone that Google has. Not like I'd buy it at the $1,200 price, $2,800.10 price. No, thank you. Part of the other thought I was having was I was originally going to put animals here, a windmill here, and animals in this area, and this is basically right on the edge of the table. And I was thinking, you know what? I don't know that that's such a great idea because animals could be easily grabbed if they're in here. Not saying they would, but they could be. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the grain field and move it over here. And as I was doing stuff upstairs this week, I realized, wait a minute, I have dark brown, reddish brown base plates. If I do that, this is only one brick off the base plate level. If I do that, then I can just basically put all my crops on these things and save a lot of brown plates. So that's why I kind of laid them out here. I hadn't done the task of moving stuff over yet or rebuilding this, which is kind of in the next few pictures. Oh yeah, and I went to my local Walmart, which has one display case for stuff to be locked into. And in that was two full boxes of collectible minifigs and one like quarter box of collectible minifigs, but they're behind lock and key. So I'm not going to go find someone to go open them up so I can go and scan the barcodes. I know where the Dragonborns are, but I just don't want to do that because that to me is just annoying. So anyway, a few more pictures of the pathway here. This is where I was kind of trying to play with the thickness of the bridge, the gray area on the bridge. Just do some size comparisons. There's the wedges again, which I didn't like. And I ended up going with plates, but they're a little longer. You'll probably see it in another picture. As I'm doing this, I'm also starting to look at this area here, which is where I'm going to put a windmill. I'm talking a lot. I've been like talking about all the stuff I've been doing for 25 minutes. Anyway, so I was trying to get a circular area, something circular, and trying to do it with the rounded plates, which I don't have enough of at the moment, but I've got some of those on order. They should hopefully be here in the next week or so. Little pointier, just trying to figure out the size of it. And then I was talking to one of my friends, and they were looking at roller coaster track, but like the uphill or downhill part of the roller coaster track, and mentioned that. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I have round roller coaster track. So I ended up pulling that out just to start working on the design of that. And I was originally thinking of using the outer edge to build a wall. So the idea is this area over here is like 1 brick off the ground. This area here is 3 bricks off the ground. So I want to build like a retaining wall around the windmill with some grass around it as well, just so it's a level ground, because I think that would look cool. And then I have room for the wiring and motors. So I ended up locking it in, and then realized, you know what, I think I want to end up using the inside ring, which we'll see. I moved it out a bit and probably moved it down a bit. And then I started looking at using the inside of that ring, because to me that's more, it's a better scale. And then I'm using like the 1x2 rounds to kind of lock it in place, both the track and the wall. And as I was doing this, I realized I ended up using dark tan for now because I don't have them all in dark gray or light gray. And then trying to figure out how to cover this track, which led me to realize these plates would actually work quite well. They're available in green. As I was doing my work that day, I ended up ordering 20 of each angle in green. You'll see why the other angle in a moment, because they could go inside. So I ordered those as standard parts, so they'll be here in like 30 days. I ordered like 20 of each of them, only to realize that this train to the railway track. Oh, just trying to figure out different alignments, seeing if there's any other ways, but none of those really worked that well. So the best solution ended up being, I took a lot of pictures of this solution. So the left one and the right one, or right and left, whichever way you look at it. And then up here was where the windmill would sit. This obviously would be all green. But then I came away. Oh, here's me working on the angle to bridge, and yeah, I think this is the end result. I came away, and the next day I came back to this project and realized this train track, because I've got 1x1 rounds kind of behind here, and I've already defined the area with the train track, I can now lift that train track right out. Well, I'm building up the base of it at this point. I pulled the train track right out. I've just used some tiled 1x1 tiles and some gray tile plates underneath it to kind of hold that shape. And now as I'm building up and getting the dirt work here as well, I can see, whoops, jumping ahead. It's becoming fairly easy to kind of keep it in, and it's not perfectly round, which is kind of what I wanted to, right? Because it is medieval time. So I filled this in a little bit more, but I still have some work to do on it. Realizing I needed to do dark blue replacement at 6:07 yesterday. I think it was yesterday. So I took the purple guy and copied him over here, section by section. Started filling in the details, and then recolored him to blue. Started adding the grain as well from the other bins. So I don't have a lot of gray. You can see this wall is a little bit better built up. But that's basically all the gray I have right now, or all the grain and green pieces I have. So more of those will be coming. But this gives me a nice level area. There's a little bit of a path along here still that people could be walking. I will probably have some kids playing in the crops, things like that. And you can see I moved the the farm or I move the animals, or I move the grain out of here, and I'll put animals and buildings and stuff over here, I think. Next, I'm going to start working on the windmill. And then I just took some pictures of the whole bit together, which I really like the look of. Today, building grain during my meeting. And then that's the last picture I have. Okay. That was way too long for what it was. F11. F11 is full screen, in case you didn't know. All right. So, why don't we hop into the news? There is a sufficient amount of news because 2 weeks have gone by. So we'll try and breeze through it as quickly as possible. Some of the set stuff is 2 weeks old now, so I did have it in here, but we won't necessarily cover it all. Well, we won't necessarily take a long time on it. First up, we have Lego Ideas items. Motorized Howl's Moving Castle has a 10,000 views, or 10,000 once. It's a 2,000 piece build. It's a 1-to-100 Lego interpretation of Howl's Moving Castle from the Studio Ghibli movie. This is a resubmission of a project as it did not pass the review stage for the first time. I don't know if it actually moves. It says moving. It looks like there's some technical tape stuff there. I was hoping there was a little video of it moving. So kind of interesting. I'm not a Studio Ghibli follower. I know what it is. I just haven't really had a chance to spend the time to watch them. So yeah. Next up, we have the Overpass Park. So kind of what it is, or kind of explains what it is. It's an overpass over a park, over a skate park at the looks of it. It's by Teruma. It's 1,900 pieces. Build features a freeway overpass with a park and cafe below. A couple other shots of it. So this is kind of interesting in that it's kind of a modular. The issue I obviously have with it is that the overpass is running the same length as the road. So how would this fit into anybody's modular? I like the look of it. I like how some of the piping's done and how the girders are looking real in here. It's awesome. But I don't know how someone would incorporate that into a Lego city or anything like that. But it is very detailed and cool. So gives you some thoughts, at least, or some ideas. Lego ideas. All right, I forgot to scroll down some of these, so my apologies for that. Lego Ideas, Clue, the playable mystery game, aka Cluedo, Cluedo, is created by Rob Zick. The build features an iconic board game that fits on 4 32x32 base plates and includes all 6 characters. This is Clue in the middle. It's got the different characters. So brick built Clue. Sounds fun. Haven't played in a very long time, but sounds fun. We also have the Discworld, Unseen University Library. It's by Brickmore Pork. Build features the Unseen University Library from Terry Pratchett's Discworld, with an assistant librarian, Rincewind, the librarian who is an orangutan, the luggage, and a bust of Pratchett. Cool. I haven't really read the Ringworld series, so I don't follow this that much because I am schooled in not reading books. Just not those books. Anyway, but an interesting looking set. Okay, so there has been some Lego Ideas changes in the past couple of weeks that have now taken effect in October. First one is that they're increasing the part count. So this was announced in Lego Fan Media Days, which happened this past week. Hold on, I have to cough for a second. Sorry. So yeah, going on the Fan Media Days, this was announced. It was that the part count for fans for creating larger projects. The part count is being increased for fans to create larger projects. According to Brickset, the maximum part count will be up to 5,000 pieces, which allows fans to make larger and more detailed projects, but will also potentially make them more expensive, obviously, because they've got 2,000 more pieces. There's no word yet on when it'll be implemented. The current part count was still a lot, 3,000. Although Lego has made exceptions on a few sets that have went over that limit. What are your thoughts on the big change? So there's that. There is also throwing holes in my mouth. So if you hear me running that around my mouth, you know why. Sorry again. Those rules actually started taking effect on the 30th. So they didn't really waste much time. There's also now a minimum 200 element count for submissions, so you have to have a model that at least has 200 elements. Lastly, Lego has provided a minifig to element ratio guide. These changes are now in effect and are not retroactively applied to already submitted projects. So a minifigure to does actually know what the ratio is. Finally, we'll be introducing a new guideline for the suggestion number of minifigs in relation to building elements. This will help you determine the most appropriate number of figs for your build. While this guide is designed to provide a framework, there may be situations in which the submission outside of this are approved. I'm just trying to see if they actually say how many figs. I think it was like 1 fig for every 200 or 300 elements. I think that's what I had heard. Anyway, so just keep those in mind if you are creating things. Lego Horizon Adventures has now got a release date. There's a pre-order trailer available as well. The game will be released on PlayStation, or at least it was announced at the PlayStation State of Play event that happened a short while ago. The game will be released November 4th on the PlayStation 5, and you'll be able to pre-order it starting on October 3rd, tomorrow. So there's a little trailer here if you want to watch it. Next up, Lego releases official statements regarding the building instructions. Okay, so last week, 2 weeks ago, there was a news article that had come up saying that Lego had a survey online where you could get 50 points if you filled it out, 50 VIP points if you filled it out, asking what our thoughts were on Lego discontinuing instructions and going to digital instructions. And that was on September 18th. On September 20th, Lego released an official statement regarding building instructions. So obviously, a lot of people replied back, and it wasn't probably the best answers that Lego was hoping for. A few days ago, Lego put up a survey. The survey was quickly taken down after an overwhelming amount of backlash across the Lego fan sites and social media, or just a timely coincidence. Today, Lego has released an official statement regarding the issues that they have confirmed that they have no plans to stop using physical building instructions. We conducted this survey to understand more about our adult fans' preferences regarding our products and building experience. So something we regularly do across the range of topics. So feedback was important and helped us make our Lego experience even better. So they took it down. Too many people complained. Makes sense. I would like to have building instructions just because not everybody has access to a laptop. But we had that conversation. Not everybody has access to a screen to view instructions. So yeah, Lego Fan Weekend or Scareback. Sorry, a couple of things were happening in Billund this past couple of weeks. There was okay. Let's rephrase that. Take a step back. 2 weeks ago was the Bricks the Seattle Convention. Bricks. I forget what it's called. The Seattle Convention happened a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to mention that because I forgot to. And one of the ones that's on my list. And it used to be called. I don't remember what it used to be called. My brain is not thinking about that one, but I might have a news article later for it. Anyways, that convention happened, and then that was followed this past weekend by Scarabek, which is in September, obviously, because this past weekend, in a town close to Billund called Scarabek, which is a Lego Ren event, to my knowledge, that people go to, and that's why they have the Lego Fan Media Days just beforehand, because everybody comes and gets the set reveals for the next few months and stuff. So all your friends that went to Billund And our Lego media, certified media professionals, whatever they're called, they know stuff about Lego sets that we don't, and they're not going to tell you because if they do, they'll get in trouble. At the same time, they also invite master builders from around the world to come to Billund and display their models in their showroom. So there was a bunch of people that were there for that as well, and then the people that were that had displayed previous year were there also to take their stuff out of the windows, the display case. So, um, so there's 15 new Lego builders from around the world that have put up their displays. The builds will be on display for fans to enjoy while visiting the Lego house. I was privileged enough to see this at Brick World last year. Such a beautiful mock. Now, I don't know how this works. I don't know if they're paid or if Lego flies them out or anything like that. I have no idea how any of that works. But I mean, just to be asked to display something you built, my castle, no, not going to happen. In Billund would be worth the trip, the cost, just to have it on display for a year so people can see. But yeah, 15 Lego fans hailing from 9 countries see their dream come true as they were invited to exhibit their personal Lego builds in Lego House in Denmark. Visitors from around the world were able to admire the work and gain inspiration for new building techniques. Every build in the exhibition reflects great effort and creativity, bringing joy to everyone who visits. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it just kind of scrolls through some of the pictures here. I don't know if everybody has pictures of themselves putting up their models. I didn't personally recognize anybody, but as you can see, there's different displays here. This dragon had been seen. I think this came from Australia, from a builder in Australia, or at least it was shown at Australia. There's a nice Greek type structure here as well. So yeah, lots of cool builds. Hopefully I'll be able to see those before the year ends, as I would like to go to Denmark. Here we go. Here's the list of people. I'm just going over the list and seeing if I recognize anybody personally, but I do not, which is interesting. It will be accessible to the public from the 27th of September 2024. Sorry. 600 AFOLs gathered at the exclusive event. So 600 AFOLs were invited or went to this event. I think anybody who is in Billund can go, or there's a sign up like 600 people are allowed to attend. Obviously, the fan media stuff, not everybody's allowed to attend that, but they kind of group it all at the same time. It's making me think I might want to go to Billund next year in September, just to kind of see more than just, the events, to kind of see some of the AFOLs and some of the cool builds. Lego has introduced a brick take back trade-in program. That's basically just send your Lego to me. An interesting email came in today from Lego where they are introducing a new buyback program called Lego Brick Take Back. Lego is basically buying back your pre-owned Lego bricks, and you can trade it in for Lego e-gift cards. Seems that Lego is buying back, and they offered it seems that Lego is buy bulk back. That's just bad English, anyways. And they're offering $6 per pound USD for conforming bricks, which include Lego bricks and elements that are fully disassembled and in good condition. Lego minifigures and mini dolls, no need to disassemble, and Lego base plates. Your parts are then checked to meet eligibility criteria, and it's their goal to keep as many bricks in play as possible. It looks like this is a test run to see the best way to accomplish their agenda. So, just thinking out loud, I have a bunch of Lego maybe that I don't use that often. All those pieces that you are sitting in your collection that you never used. So, I mean, you can kind of send those in and get some money back for them. It's kind of an interesting thought. I don't think I would do that personally. I'd probably just sell them on Bricklink, because then at least they're going back to people going back to people who might want them versus just selling them back to Lego. I don't know how this is going to work. It's kind of interesting. Let's just click on the link and have a quick look. Not available in our country. Get an estimate. Get your trade-in ready. Get the credit card, or get all the credit. Um, looks like U.S. Oh, that's interesting. United States in for mail-in. United States, Denver, Colorado. For you could drop in store, and Atlanta, and Germany for mail-in. So you might be able to bring your Lego bricks back to Lego stores directly. It's kind of interesting. Save. Accepted Lego bricks and elements that are fully disassembled and in good condition. Minifigures and base plates. Not currently accepted. Duplo. Non-Lego bricks. Lego sets that are fully or partially built. Batteries or electronic components. Storage containers, packaging, or building instructions. We offer $6 per pound for conforming bricks. Once we receive your bricks, we'll carefully check them to make sure they meet our eligibility criteria. After they pass the check, we weigh them to determine their final value and promptly send you payment. Our goal is to keep as many bricks as play as possible, and this is a test run to help us figure out the best way to do it. Interesting. Let's see what happens with that. Has some possibilities, though, I think. All right. Next up, Twitch has finally added a Lego and brick building category. We are currently streaming to Twitch, and I tried to set the category up for this, so I don't know if it actually worked. To see if we're in the Lego brick building category. But hey, you know what? Since we are currently streaming to Twitch, let's just see if we're here. Obviously, I'm not going to play the videos. I don't see us here. So there are other people doing stuff. So obviously, you know, it's yeah. I have to figure out how to actually include us into this grouping. And by us, I mean me right now. For the record, am I actually currently streaming on Twitch? Let's go to my channel for a minute and just see. Oh, yeah, yeah, I am. Okay. So I am currently streaming on Twitch. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. Okay. So yeah, that's just interesting. People like Nick Delamora and some of the other builders, there's a huge group of builders on Twitch that have been doing it for years. So it's finally good, or it's good to see that Twitch is finally adding that kind of a category into the system. So we'll just see next week to see if I can get into there. I just have to figure out how to set it up properly. Okay, Bricklink Designer Program Series 3 pre-orders open in 1 week. It's October 1st, so October 8th, I believe it is, at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. You can start pre-ordering your Bricklink Designer Program Series 3 sets. All the prices below are in US dollars for the record. They will meet the minimum of 3,000 pre-orders in order to go to production. Each set will be have a maximum of 30,000 sets available. Obviously, we talked about this in the past. And I will, I don't know what day the 8th is. Well, obviously that's a Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's a Tuesday. So if I think about it, I'll try and track and see how quickly some of them sell out. First up, there's the Harbor Master Office, $199.99. This will go well with the Seaside fishing shop. The Art of Chocolate, which is kind of a Christmassy type themed one, for $229.99 US. The Forest Stronghold for $299.99 US. This is one of those that will probably sell out quickly. I assume this one will as well. And actually, this one probably will as well. Let's be honest. All three of those are probably going to sell quickly. Camping Adventure at $54.99. Probably will sell out quickly as well. And then last but not least, The Lost City at $289.99, which, as we mentioned previously, has a little bit of Lord of the Rings vibe to it. So I would not be surprised if all five of these sell out, especially as we're getting closer to Christmas. Please note, you're not going to get these sets till next year at the earliest. At the very earliest. I don't know when they're actually going to be given out or sent out, but it's not going to be this year, so don't expect them for Christmas. Anyway, next up, ordering on Pick-a-Brick is about to get easier and faster. This is courtesy of Brick Fanatics. Also, this was also mentioned during the Lego Fan Media Days. And this does deal a lot with Europe, but it also does deal with some other things as well. So Lego Pick a Brick Team was presented at the Fan Weekend in Denmark, Skarabæk, near the home of Lego in Billund. As part of the presentation, the team laid out some plan changes for future, as reported by Stonewars. To start off, the Lego Group is opening a new warehouse in Poland that should help improve delivery times for pick-a-brick orders. At the moment, standard pick-a-brick orders can take up to a month to arrive, as they're all sent from Billund. Now the new parts warehouse means that all the elements will eventually be listed as bestseller parts and will arrive within 7 working days for those in Europe, New Zealand, and Australia. As a knock-on effort, that also means that every order should be eventually be qualified for GWPs. As it stands now, only bestseller parts contribute towards minimum spends for gift purchases, but that's expected to change. Last but not least, Pick a Brick will also make buying individual parts easier, with an upload and download feature for the parts list now announced. The beta of this new functionality was already tested on site in Skarabæk, supporting up to 400 parts. Thanks to the download, you can then save your shopping cart offline. Awesome. Or upload parts list created outside of Pick a Brick to speed up shopping process and avoid any disappearing carts if you are working on an order over a longer period of time. So awesome. We can download our lists. We can upload our lists, so we can have multiple lists going now at the same time. We still have to manage that ourselves. That's fine. Europe getting Pick a Brick and moving stuff from standard to bestsellers is also awesome. It also probably means that us ordering the standard parts from like North America from Billund will hopefully get shipped quicker too, because I'll have less orders to deal with. Hopefully, not sure how that'll work. So I think either or both of these is a bonus piece of news or a bonus thing to talk about to know. So not sure when this will take place, but hopefully we'll hear again about it soon. Hopefully we'll hear about the factory in Poland, or the warehouse in Poland opening soon. All right. New elementary. It's funny. I have new elementary here, and then I have a whole bunch of new elementary elements over here. So this one actually should have been here. I was using that to kind of divide the news. Toys R Us. Hold on, I got a cough again. I'm just going to mute. Sorry. Okay. Toys R Us in Singapore usually was reported to have a Bricktober promotion underway. Normally in Canada, we get a similar promotion through here, and sometimes also in our chapters Indigo bookstores as well. They do promotions with these types of sets. So the Toys R Us Singapore article lists basically a series of 4 different vending booths, a bubble tea booth, popcorn stall, ice cream stall is a better word, and a burger stall. The way it works is every week, if you spend a certain dollar value at Toys R Us, then you would get one of these sets as a gift for purchase. So normally when we see this, at least in Canada, United States, you kind of get an idea of, hey, this is now coming as well to Canada for October. And unfortunately, according to True North Bricks, based here in Canada, that is not the case for us. And I also saw this in Toys R Us's own website. So we've been aware that it's been coming for some time. I just hoped the offers would get better before reporting on it. So basically in Canada, we got a Bricktober savings card, $10 savings card for every $50 Canadian you spend on Lego for the whole month. There's a Minecraft Panda event in stores only. It's basically a make and take event. There's that's October 5th. There's October 12th to 13th. There's a bracelet for Lego Friends. It might just be like a make and take or a giveaway. There's a Lego tote bag available on October 17th to 23rd if you spend $30 Canadian on or more on Lego sets. And last up is how is this a holiday train? Scott wins. I see the random assemblage of leftover bricks, then holiday here, or rather your kids can build one in store on October 26th. So they basically do make and takes and giveaways, which is not as good and not as fun as actual little sets. So we'll see. Like I said, Indigo might carry those at some point. We'll see what happens. Okay. All right. News from the past couple of weeks in the way of new sets. Some of these are already available. Coffee. As we continue on, my throat's getting worse and worse, but we'll motor ahead. Lego Light Up Jack-O-Lantern gift for purchase was revealed a few days after our last chat 2 weeks ago. It's 254 pieces. It is a gift for purchase. It is available now with purchases of, I want to say 155. I'm just verifying that right now by going to Lego's site. 155 Canadian. You get this Lego pumpkin. Plus, you get another set as well for being a VIP member or a insider reward member. So I was tempted. I did order some Pick a Brick a few days ago, standard and bestseller. So I ordered like $20 of each. So I would have had to spend another $135 to get these. And I have to admit, I was very tempted. But at the same time, it's like I'm buying parts and I don't need sets right now. I mean, I want sets, but I don't need them. Apparently I opened that article twice. The other one that's available, and this is the insider points, the insider for insider members only, which is a Fortnite Bright Bomber brickhead figure, 155 pieces. And this again is currently available. If we go back to Shop at Home and we go to, let's click on this link because I already have it set up here. Wait for it to load. So there's the pumpkin, there's the Bright Bomber, Lego Insiders only, $115 for the Bright Bomber, $155 for the pumpkin. There is no limit on what you're buying. It basically applies to anything you buy, as far as I can tell. And you know what? We can just let's just test that out. Shop price ranges. So 155. So let's go over 100 bucks, and we'll sort by price low to high. And we'll probably have to go like a half a page before we get something that's 155 bucks. Okay, just all right, fine. We have to go more than one page. 120, 120. Wow. Let's go to page 3. Wait, that's just the next page. 129. Let's go to page 6. I just try and find something worth more than $155. And I'm surprised that Lego has that many sets that are under that much. Okay, $150 range. Here we go. We're almost there. 150, 149, 149. 149 is one of those. Oh, 159. It was stuck. 159. Let's add that to our bag. And as you can see, they're both added right away. So there is no limit on what that is, or there is no limit on it. So I'm now going to go into my bag and delete that because I don't want that actual set. So sorry, I just don't need it. All right. So yeah, that's there. That's available as well. This is one of the items I didn't include in the picture, the graphic for today's video. This was announced along with the other Crypt Witcher set, which we'll get to in a minute, which is Santa's delivery truck, which it's 224 pieces and we retail for $19.99. So this is not a gift for purchase. It is a set to buy. It's now released on October 1st. Set features a small old style truck that opens up to reveal a little workshop inside. It should go well with the set we'll announce in a minute, or we'll talk about in a minute. It's got a new style tree using these curved slopes. It's funny how Lego like almost invents new pieces every year to create new trees. It's not really the case, obviously, but it's just, you know, it's good use of that piece. It does actually give it quite a nice curve to it. It makes it look fairly realistic. So obviously, this is for the winter set. That will be the next article. You know what? Let's just talk about it now. Which is the Santa's Post Office set, which is $99.99 US dollars. It is currently available, 1,440 pieces. The set includes 5 minifigures, Santa and 4 elves. It has a balloon with a little area where you can drop letters into these little chutes. Let's see if there's a better picture of it. You can drop letters into these little chutes. There's also a bin here that you can drop letters into that will go also to feed into the chute. And that can come into this little sorting tool, which has a little switch that you can go left and right and direct the letters. The fun thing is there are letters like you would think naughty and nice, but it's actually, there's a new printed tile on this one that's like junk mail. It literally says junk mail on it. So it goes into the red. So it's not necessarily naughty and nice. It's just, that's junk mail that isn't. And there's the little balloon. So the other truck kind of goes with this because it's the elf building thing. At first I thought it was a mail truck for the elves, but it's not. This also has a light brick in the top of the balloon. That's what this little antenna thingy is for. There's a light brick inside of here, so when you press on that, it lights up the flame area in here. So kind of a cool way of doing it. I think it's kind of lit up here because this is a clear piece, so you can kind of see it happening. Yeah, and there's your elves and Santa. So it's a cute little set. I stopped collecting these a long time ago, just because there was just so much to buy, especially around Christmas time. But this is definitely a cute little set. So enjoy it if you like them. All right. Next up, Lego announced 2 new Sonic the Hedgehog sets. The first one is Sonic Campfire Clash, 177 pieces. I don't know. I don't have much to say about this set. I don't know much about Sonic. There's also Super Shadow versus Bio Lizard, which comes with a couple of Shadow characters. I don't really know what's going on here, but there are 2. I'm assuming that's Shadow. Trans yellow piece here for the shooter, and a lizard. Again, not really sure what's going on with these. I don't follow Super Shadow and Super Sonic minifigures. Okay, so there's the Sonic and Shadow. Okay, my bad. But yeah, so if you're a Sonic fan, it's a few more sets coming out for that. And last but not least, at least set-wise, so the 2024 sets are now available. So I know it is already a few days into 2024. Your gift for purchases are available here. But basically, the Mona Lisa is finally out. I didn't realize that this wasn't out previously. The Batman classic TV series Batmobile is out as well. I saw a front view of this the other day in a picture, and I absolutely think it looks horrible. I have to say, I didn't really watch the Batman 66 TV show at all, but the front view of this does not look appealing to me at all, so I definitely won't be buying this. I will probably buy the windscreens from Bricks and Pieces, assuming I can get them. But anyways, the Fortnite sets are now available. The Santa's Post Office, previously mentioned. The Magic of Disney set is also now available. Baby Pig's Birthday Celebration Minecraft set is available. The Santa Delivery Truck, the Sonic Hedgehog Bust as well. The Imperial Dropship versus Rebel Scout Speeder, and Super Mario World Mario and Yoshi. This is the 8-bit graphic type display, which is kind of fun. The Wednesday sets are also available. At first, when I read this, I thought they were available on Wednesday, but then I realized, I don't know, Wednesday, the TV show. And the Wicked sets are also now available. So, if any of those interest you, then happy shopping. All right. Bunch of reviews of parts on the for some of the Lego sets that have come out in the past couple of weeks. First up is the Wreath 10340. We'll go through this pretty quick. So in dark green, there's lots of new recolors. This is the piece that I'm using in my trees. Oh, well, that's a future tree because I don't have any of those right now. I probably wouldn't buy it, but yeah, you can see there's lots of these parts available in each of the sets. 74 palm leaves of the small variety, 84 flower stems, 14 bar holders, and 12 leaf elements as well in dark green. Sand green, there's also the palm leaf in 16 for the wall mounting plates as well. This is olive green, 20 of these leaves, and 24 quarter plates. Olive green, interesting. Exclusive parts in dark brown, so there's the dark brown tooth, 12 of them. and 12 of the caps as well in dark brown, followed by a trio of lesser seen dark brown pieces. So we have the L shape, the end bush piece, or the six-pointed plant, and these corner plates. Lots of tiny round things in rare colors, because look, we've got tiny round things in rare colors. 181 flowers with 5 petals in dark blue. Wow. 3 Technic ball joints in different colors, and then the 18 flower petals in dark red. Finally, the only decorated element on the set is the dish with an orange pattern on it. And then they go into the build, so we'll ignore that for now. But they are using the A-frame piece that I use for my castles. Anyway, okay, next up. We have the Fortnite sets being released. Lots of parts being shown here. First up being the Der Burger. There's the recolors in orange of some of these parts. Again, I'm going to rip through these as quickly as I can. There's that new piece in, what color is that in? Long space. Oh, it's a rare part. Doesn't say what color it is, though. Anyway. It's the Ply Llama recolor parts and prints. So there's some lilac and purpley bits here. More of them, rare parts as well. Peely Bone. Despite the battle bus discussion further down, catching our eyes with plentiful new minifigure Peely Bone. It's rape. This has paper bags, but there's no guarantee that comes with all the new sets yet. Seems that any set that's being sent out to reviewers to review is coming with paper bags, but they haven't reached the North American market in general, as in I haven't seen a set that has more than 1 or 2 paper bags for specific elements. So the new molds, again, these were also available in the 3PO set as well in a goldish metallic gold type color. But yeah, these parts in white, the corner and the side pieces are pretty nice. They've done a few quick reviews of them, looks of them. That's cool. Those fit together like in that kind of shape. And it gives you an idea of oh wow, we actually have all the different sizes now. That's pretty cool. And then recolored elements in the yellow and the whites for the bone structure. And then some of the gut pieces in pink and the gut pieces. Now I'm explaining it as they are. Printed parts as well. Rare parts also in yellow. And the white piece, the new Technic 3 long 1x3 Technic plate. And flame yellowish orange, bright light orange, and a few pieces as well. And then surprising number of pieces in rare, bright light orange. Oh, here, I got that. The cone, some browns. Anyways, so lots of interesting pieces being added. Some returning parts, and last but not least, the battle bus, which obviously comes with some cool figures. It's the only set that has figures, I think. Yeah, I think it is. So recolored elements. The blue doors are back in regular blue. Of course, they're all left-sided doors, which we've talked about as well. Kind of sucks. Some rare elements. So we had some blue windows and some other parts here that are rare. And then that's about it. Okay. 2 more. Santa's Post Office, the Icon Winter Village set. So just the parts in this set. Some recolors. I don't think there's any new colors. Dark green. Yeah, the dark green balloon piece. These guys are appearing again in white. Hockey sticks in black. Red bows. Oh yeah, there's your new print. Junk mail. Which I think is adorable. And some stickers. And then last but not least, the Wednesday sets, at least the Indian's dorm room set, which does come with the awesome gargoyles. Totally going to get some of those just because the gargoyles, not the set. So the gargoyle mold is here. There's also this dish with the 2 sides of the room. and it does have a hinge on it, so it's not a dish per se. It's more of a windscreen. There's the Thane, which is a large-scale hand that has some interesting properties. It's similar in size to the new bread piece size thingy here, but it actually has a stud holder on the inside. And can grab onto friends' arms and stuff as well. It's kind of interesting. The new flower pieces, this is actually kind of cool. The new black rose type piece, recolor it of some animals without printing. This piece I'm finally looking for. I'm looking forward to finally being able to get some of these because I need a few of them for my one of my builds. Trans yellow. What's that trans yellow piece? Brick round 2x2 dome top and trans yellow. Okay. Some tassels in white. A few other parts and stickers and the characters. Okay. All right. Last, I said that. No, there's a couple more. Geez, I thought that was the last one. The Wednesday Addams figure itself. Again, zooming through, we have the face print piece. It's kind of a new brick anyhow. I think we might have seen this, or I watched this on Instagram. There's the new hand piece, which is similar to this, but it's a one-piece model, like a molded two-piece color, but it's one piece. It does not divide. So there's a couple of these in the nougat shade and in black. Again, the thing is in here as well. So that's the same pictures, kind of comparing the different hand structures. It does look like the Thane's hand does fit into a bar of sorts. So again, the black flower. Recolors. Ooh, a gray, oh wow, scorpion. Some black birds and some transparent, is that dark gray or trans black leaves? Interesting. And pearl titanium. More of these guys as well. Dark brown wedge plates, I believe it is. Yeah, and hockey sticks and a newer cone style piece or a recolored cone piece. So some printed parts, rarer elements in Sam Blue and such. All right. Thank you for bearing with me, all three of you. Then there's, last but not least, there's the Pharrell set. This is literally the last one of New Elementary, which does come with the 50 different heads. The new in multi shades of skin tones, which is awesome, and some of them are double printed, which is awesome as well. I think 22 of them are new. Yeah. Oh, these 22 heads are not new, but are still rare. Oh, so there's I think 50 in total, and 30 something of them are new, and the rest are not. Something like that. There's some printed parts as well. There's the windscreen in the new, well, in the lacquered gold color. Sorry, I hate the name of that one. As well as some other parts that are newish in colors. Yeah, and then the minifigs. Rare elements. And some other rare elements as well, with not found in as many sets. Okay. This thing's still playing, right? Yeah, we are. 113. We're going to end soon. Just so you know. But thank you. Lots of cool stuff coming through the pipe. Yes, for sure. Too bad there weren't any Mario sets, because that would have been a funny joke coming through the pipes. Anyways, I did see this on, like, because Brothers Brick does pop up when I pull up all my new stuff, and I did see this Lego Keetong, which was basically built out of parts from the Young Simba Lion King set. And this is the only one I'm going to bring up. I don't have more, but I just looking at that, it's just absolutely beautiful. So I thought it was a cool build to show off. Like I said, the effort of time, and I don't want to bore you guys. Check out Brothers Brick if you haven't looked at stuff. They have some pretty amazing stuff. All right, last but not least, it's interesting because, yeah, last but not least, we have basically just the things that have been, try and get this bigger. The sets that have been added for 2024 in the Lego in the brick set category. So we have a few of the small mini builds, burger stall, bubble tea stall. So those are obviously the make and take, or the Bricktober sets that no one's getting at the sounds of it, except for in the Asian market. Pet Pals, 1,000-piece puzzle. Well, that's kind of interesting. That's probably one I won't get. I have almost all the Lego puzzles, and this one, not so much. The Bright Bomber Bricks Blocks magazine as well. Botanical playing cards is kind of new. Oh yeah, this is the one thing. There's some bunch of new mugs. So there's a Christmas ceramic mug. There's another one with reindeer and Santa. This one just says Santa and says ho ho on it. The delivery truck, post office. I think that's it for the stuff. For 2024, let me just change it to 2025 because that's where all the other sets will be listed. Donkey Kong, or sorry, Mario Kart. There's our Sonic the Hedgehog sets that we announced. I'm just making sure we haven't missed anything. The new Animal Crossing sets. Yeah, that's it. Okay. That wraps up that. So, since it's just me, and I am not feeling 100%, still recovering, not doing too bad, but anyway, I will end it tonight. I will end it here. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed yourself. I know our watch count has been pretty low tonight, which is totally understandable. When it's just me, it's pretty boring. But anyways, we will talk to you guys next week. And until then, have a good night. Have a good week. Do some building if you can. Yeah, that's about it. All right. Talk to you later and have fun. See ya. Hit the button. Ooh, there's an outro video. Countdown, 30 seconds. They've added intro and outro video type stuff so we can automatically play. I'm not doing that to you tonight, but anyways, we'll talk to you later.